Okay, here we are in round one against El Magia Tomate. I don't know how to do chat quite yet. Oh, here we go. Mulligan to 6 himself. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan as well, because I have nothing. Oh, man. You have to mulligan again. How do I keep the chat open? Has kept us. Would you like to mulligan? Yes, I'd like to mulligan. Well, I guess it's a keep. What a bummer. Am I playing first? I don't even know. How do I know? Well, I guess I'm not. Oh, new client. How exciting you are. Alright, our renowned Weaver. Hopefully keep us alive long enough. The opponent's playing blue-white. With a Stonewise fortifier. All damage will be dealt to Stonewise by target creature this turn. Alright, so it's a 2-2. Right? Yes. I will block sack and make a 1-3 unless I draw something better. Which I hopefully do. Hey, Reverend Hunter. That'll kind of get us there. It means I may not want to block sack. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to leave it up and see if my opponent does anything about that. I'm probably just going to take 2 so that I can get a 3-3 on turn 3. If I were to sack in and make my Spada, then my Reverend Hunter is going to be kind of lame. Alright, how scary is my opponent's 3-drop? Seriously, how do I keep chat open? I know it's here now, and I can move it, right? But then as soon as I click on the game, it goes away! I'm sure there's a very easy... Oh man, an ordeal. This is gonna suck. Alright, opponent's bashing in for 3. And then next turn for 4. Maybe we can just double block it next turn with our 3-3 and our 1-1. This is easily a... I mean, it's really hard to... No matter what, to get a good start against... Sorry. It's really hard in a match against someone with a really good start like this anyway. Luckily, I now have drawn one of the cards I really want. Cool, so I will play the Eidolon this turn instead of playing the Reverend Hunter. I'm also making sure that I am going through the steps really. It's so weird for me to think of this in a horizontal fashion versus a vertical fashion when I think of steps and what's going on in a match. All right. With a little luck, there's no bounce in my opponent's hand, and my Eidolon, yes, that's good. Definitely something I'm okay with seeing here. Great. Alright, we might be able to stabilize. That's actually not a bad draw either. We'll go ahead and just pass a Rue, get our Reverend Hunter out, keep our Aspect of Hydra up. We'll be able to attack with the Reverend Hunter next turn. The only issue is now the Stonewise Fortifier gets a prevent damage ability. Do I want to make my opponent waste a turn doing that? Let's see what my opponent does. Alright, attacking in for 4. This is only a +2/+2 spell. It basically just forced my opponent to prevent all damage to be dealt by target creature this turn. I think I just have to take it. Bummer. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it. It's what's really bad is then the Ordeal's gonna fire next time it attacks. If I had more cards and more things to do, I might have been fine throwing my Eidolon for an entire turn, or just to take a turn away from my opponent. But I really don't have a whole lot else going on. Oh man, Supply Line Cranes? That's such a good card. Where's my opponent putting it? Scholar on the Cranes. Probably the Cranes who can eat the Reverend Hunter, right? Don't know. How do I know where... See, I need the chat. Where's it targeting? Don't even know. Oh, beta client. How I haven't learned you yet. Exactly what I wanted. A swamp. Well, at least we can go ahead and block and save some life next turn, even though my opponent's going to grab a bunch of cards and we're way behind this race. I can attack into the Reverend Hunter. Becomes a 5/5, so if my opponent wants to try to block with anything, at least I'll get to kill it. Is the Baleful Eidolon doing any blocking? I don't think I care about the Scholar of Athreos. And I really just want to trade anyway, so I think we just attack with both. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'll keep the Eidolon back for blocks. Why not? I assume there are no blocks here. My opponent's tapped out. Could just be with a Scholar here. Do I want to waste my Aspect of Hydra? I actually do. I need to start clearing the way so I can maybe race. I doubt it's going to happen, but I got to do something. And that's it. Definitely not awesome, and I don't like the position I'm in. Such is life with such intense moles, and a pretty nice start for my opponent. Here we'll block the Weaver to the Fortifier, take 3, make a 1/3 reach. Yes, that happens. Okay. I'm gonna go there and be good. Oh, I didn't realize it was an enchantment creature. That's kind of cool. Just little mini synergies there. And I'm thinking of Eidolon Blossoms, by the way. Synergies of enchantmentage. Supply Line Cranes, you are as good as predicted so far. Has everyone gotten to play with it or seen it in previews and stuff? I don't know. I saw it on the spoiler, and it seemed like a really good card. And it seems to be definitely performing as a very good card. Chosen by Heliod. Great. Doesn't really change much, but it means my opponent gets to just draw more cards. And that's never fun. Hey, look what I got. Attacking with Reverend Hunter, keep my dudes back for blocks. Okay. That's not exciting. But I don't think I can go down to 2, so I'm going to have to do a block, make my opponent use mana, and then I'll wait on the chump for now. Do I have anything in my deck that can really deal with this stuff? If I draw a Leaf Crown Dryad, that doesn't really help because now the Stonewise Fortifier is at a point where it's just it's so big it can just keep on bashing through. Normally it's not that great because it would just be a 2/2 with that ability, and then my guys would outclass it pretty okay. But since my opponent was able to make it bigger, it's now at a point where it matters. So I have to throw my Eidolon away for a turn. And then I'm going to save the spider for now. Which means I probably should have attacked with it, but I liked having it as a backup. I wouldn't have attacked, but I wish I had thought about attacking with it. Yeah, that happens. Ooh, asphyxiate. That's going to do nothing. We'll take 5 next turn, down to 2. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to be doing. But we'll get there. See if more cards are revealed in this game before we go on to the next game. If only you were an instant asphyxiate. If only, if only. Actually, I guess I'm not blocking supply line cranes. Just because it has reach doesn't mean I have to. Just block the guy with the most damage coming around. I'm pretty sure I won't even show this asphyxiate if, some 7 or 6 drop gets played. Or any creature for that matter. Probably just keep the Revenant Hunter back for blocks. Because I don't think I have anything that can get me out of this at the moment with the 2 basically lethal threats. Let's see. The Gorgon doesn't quite get there. Yeah, just a little too far behind at the moment. Sigiled Starfish. Nyxborn Wolf. Is there any way to handle this situation? Not really, because if the wolf comes down, it just makes my dude a 6/4. Makes my opponent... I'm going to go ahead and play the Nyxborn Wolf. It does buy me an extra turn. Versus asphyxiating the Sigiled Starfish. Yeah, it gets my opponent a bunch of advantage, but that's not entirely relevant at the moment. I'm making this game go long, and I don't really know for what reason. Aside from the fact that it's magic, and I get to see more cards. Constellation. When it enters the battlefield, target creature can't be blocked. Oh, okay, so I'm dead. But let's see if my opponent does this properly. Go here for the Stonewise Fortifier. How do you know where it's triggering? So it hasn't been triggered yet. At some point I should know, like... Yeah, when it's entering the battlefield and trigger on stack, it should be able to... I should know that it's targeting that dude. And I can't block, so... There we go. Alright, blue, white... Couple of enchantments. Interesting kind of build going here. Alright. I have hidden cards? Where are my hidden cards? I don't think I have hidden cards. I I think it was just suggesting that I could hide some cards. Is there anything I want to bring? I don't think Viper's Kiss matters in this matchup. It could in that archetype, but I didn't see anything that actually mattered. I don't think I need another random dude. Yeah, I think I actually like the deck the way it is. Anything I really don't like? No, we have big dudes that should be able to outclass what my opponent's doing, assuming I don't get too far behind. So let's just not get far behind. Okay. Okay, do I want to play first? Yes, please. Where's the chat? Gosh, no! Actually, this is good. A 1, a 1, a 2, a 3. Yeah, we're going to keep. We have a nice aggressive start. Should get us going where we need to. Eventually, we'll want to get a swamp online, but I think we're okay for now. How? Really, does anyone know how this works? If you go like this? No, that's not going to work. Temple of Deceit. So my opponent is splashing black. Is that just for the Scholar of Athreos? Or is there actually a black card in there? I wonder, I wonder. Ooh, that's a better 2-drop. Get in for our 1 point of damage. Next turn, really want to draw a card, or draw a land, in order to get Nyxborn Wolf out. But we didn't. So do I want to play Leafcrown Dryad? I think so. I want to keep developing the board. Could just make my 1/3. That seems like a waste. Yeah, well, my opponent doesn't have stuff. We'll do this. I mean, that Bestow is really nice. Stymied Hopes? Really? Or a Null, I guess. Yeah, Nullify. That's what I meant. I always get a Null and Nullify mixed up. Stuck on lands. Stuck on... Ooh, Skyguard. My opponent has a pretty decent deck. Let's attack in. See what my opponent tries to do. I assume no blocks? No blocks. Cool. I will just get the wolf out. Just continue to have the pressure up. We have an Eidolon to bestow later, or the Panoply. How are we going to call this card? Panoply? Panoply? Nature's... Whatever. I've got nature here. I'm just going to call it nature for the rest of the game. Which will hopefully allow these guys to keep bashing through. Hello, Enlightenment. Alright. So my opponent gets to start bashing in with a 3/3. Right now we're winning the race, but I really don't have a lot of confidence in my hand that I'm going to be able to continue to win the race. Why are there all these triggers happening in beta? Are they things that I just normally click through? Oh, my opponent's holding back for defense. Well, that's quite nice. My opponent has a blue available, which could be Triton Tactics. I can attack with all. If my opponent blocks with any of them, the Panoply at least gets to kill Skyguard, or I can make Renowned Reaver into a dude. So I'm going to attack and call my opponent's 1-mana bluff. I don't think it's going to be the black Boon of Erebos, because I don't know why you would splash that. My opponent's got to know that if I'm attacking, I have a combat trick here. So I don't think that... But my opponent obviously wants to block. But I think it's probably just a mistake on my opponent's part. Again, could be a Triton Tactics, which is probably just going to kill me anyway since I'm not drawing my lands. My only way to win right now is to try to, like, make this kind of like really nasty trade. This isn't doing a whole lot. I'm basically 2 for 2ing, but I think the 2 that I'm killing are way better than the 2 that I would be losing in anything on the board. Although I do like this Tower Archer. Also, Train Off isn't the worst for me because of the Pharika's Mender that I have. Okay, yeah, so opponent didn't do it. Maybe my opponent just wanted to try to bluff some blocks. In one way, shape, or form. Don't really know. Really not excited for this turn because now my opponent needs to play a land, get the Pharika's Enlightenment back. Oh, no, does nothing. Okay. There's obviously more options for combat tricks now. Could really use a 4th spell. Or a 4th land. Do I still do an attack? There's the +2/+2s now. Get me pretty hosed. Opponent didn't have it last turn. Doesn't seem to have anything this turn. I just got a feeling that this is a bluff. I don't know why. That's just what my gut's saying, but I'm not going for it. I'm just going to play a little conservative here. Mainly because I do think that if I can get my 4th land out, I do have quite a number of delicious things to be doing. I have this Nylea's Disciple. The Eidolon's got me draw some cards as we get going here, so I think we're okay. What is this? Oh, a Griptide. That's a bummer. Divination. Gosh, my opponent doesn't have much. My opponent only has 4 cards. Deepwater Hypnotist. Okay. Do I want to trade off my tower dude? If I attack in with Known Weaver, silly block here. These guys can trade. That seems bad. We'll just play the wolf out again. Kind of a bummer. Especially because it represents more cards later, but I guess I can't really be messing with that at the moment. I think I'll make a trade here. The Hypnotist with the wolf? No, probably just the Renowned Weaver. I already have a reach dude if I need to chump later, and it'll be better to be able to bestow because of the hexproof. So if I can start bestowing like my Eidolon or get back the Nyxborn Wolf with the Pharika's, you know, late game start getting this Tower Archer decent, could be good. This will grow it if I ever get to mana. My opponent has 4 cards? Dang. No, supply line cranes. Ugh. All hope has been lost. Hey, I drew a land. That's pretty cool. Do I have any attacks? I don't think so. I'm obviously slamming one of my 4 drops here. I think we just play the Eidolon of Blossoms, draw a card, and then trying to start going off with it a little bit. I really need this Eidolon to be put onto a Tower Guard or something with reach. I think I have time because of my Nylea's Disciple, so for now I'm okay with that. Hey, another dude. So that's kind of nice. We'll get to start making things big. Right now my Disciple is 8. Oh, I forgot about the Enlightenment. That's a big deal. Ah, totally forgot about that. That's silly of me. It, like, just happened. My opponent's Bastion for so much. That's 8 in the air. Ooh, it's only 1 turn for my Disciple. But my opponent's happy to be on defense. So that really works in my favor. So we can put the Eidolon on the Tower Archer now. So at least there's one way to kill something. That's kind of nice. We'll also get to draw our card, and I'll hopefully continue to let my opponent be a little scared about attacking, because my opponent's already being pretty conservative about that. Hopefully this was the Blossoms will start helping me go off. That's going to be a huge late game. Alright, number 1 goal right now is protect the Tower Archer, which should be easy due to Hexproof. If my opponent attacks in this first turn, still going to let that go down. Still don't have attacks. That's okay. Ooh, and a Chosen. Dang. Opponent's kind of going off here, but that guy's big. But the Eidolon is still cool, but a Ray of Dissolution or something nasty like that can really get me, though I think I lose to that no matter what. If my opponent attacks in with the Skyguard, then we know there's a trick, right? Because my opponent's been playing so conservatively. That's interesting. Now that I have the Revenant Hunter and this Nylea's Disciple, do I actually want to make this trade with Deepwater Hypnotist? I kind of think I do. Right? Could be maybe it's good. Do the Nyxborn Wolf, trade it off, put the Pharika Menders down next turn, and then we're going to be able to bestow onto the... I think that's actually pretty good. Because I actually kind of want that to happen so I can make my tower dude huge. I forgot I already have a Leaf Crown Dryad in there. Shit. Maybe I didn't want to do that. Well, the Reach guy is going to be good. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to make it, since I have so my mana now that I actually have mana. Ooh, an Emissary. Who are you going on top of? No one? Guess you want your Enlightenment back? Not too sure I would do that just to get an Enlightenment back. Oh, and of course I draw another wolf. Well, getting a 6/3 is good, but still not where it needs to be awesome. Don't worry about life quite yet. I do get to keep drawing cards, which I like. I almost feel like I want to do the Mender just to get the Leaf Crown Dryad for next turn. The problem is with only these +1/+1s on the Archer, it still dies, but my opponent can draw a card that way. Maybe I go ahead and do the Revenant Hunter now. It'll be a 7/7. It blocks the Emissary. No, actually, I think I'm going to do the Disciple, so it can block the Emissary. Gosh, what am I... Okay, I took a second. I'm going to play the Mender, get back my Leaf Crown Dryad to put it on next turn, the Tower guy. And also, the Pharika's Mender is something that allows me to trade off with the Emissary. And I don't care about the 9 points of damage that are coming through in the air because of the Disciple. And my opponent is, again, still pretty scared. What's going on? Did I do this right? It's on the stack. Targeting Leaf Crown Dryad. What's going on? I'm waiting for my opponent, I know, but please tell me this all worked out. Anyway, I like this game plan because I really need to get this hexproof reach tower dude big enough to be able to block and not die the cranes. Yeah, I want to use that ability. And if I did the wolf, even though I get to draw a card, it wouldn't quite get me where I need to be. It would only be able to trade with one. Still pretty vulnerable. My opponent does have 4 cards as well. If I can get through the next 2 turns, playing the Dryad and still staying alive enough to get this Disciple down, then we're going to be in a really good position. We're going to keep drawing cards. We're going to have a huge Reverend Hunter. Oh, I forgot. Emissary is... it's flying. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. Okay, so that was a bad play on my part for the Pharikis Mender. I should have just gone ahead and started trying to get like something reach down or whatever. Now I'm going to have to do some sort of trade-off. My opponent should start bashing in now. The bummer is I can only kill one of the flyers, so I have to come up with a game plan in which I can somehow also deal with... yeah, my opponent's going for it now. No, okay. So my opponent's making little mini mistakes. We pay 4, put in order to make this guy a 5/4. Still not awesome, but at least I can kill the supply line drakes. Although the Pharaoh's thing is going to get it. But we're going to start kind of getting there. I kind of just have to go all in on this dude. This is pretty fun. But I should pick up my speed because of everything that's happening. Oop, already played my land for a turn. It's nice to have both of these guys available and be able to have the Renowned Weaver available. Okay, so here's our game plan. Make our big dude and protect it at all costs. We're going to get the Nyxborn Wolf on it next turn. Yes, the Sephira's Enlightenment is really going to start blowing us out. Oh, man. That's a big bummer. At least the Enlightenment doesn't come down again. But one of these guys is going to get a huge hit. I'd probably do the Emissary to draw the card versus the extra 2 points of damage. Yeah, that's what's happening. I need to find ways to start... If I draw an Asphyxia, I'll be in a really good shape. To at least I can take out one of the dudes. But I do need to start getting ways to pound through. My opponent's at 7 life. So maybe this Reverend Hunter is what needs to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be an 8/8. That's pretty nice. Opponent got that card for the turn. Hello. Who do I want to kill? Skyguard. I mean, this is kind of one of the worst ones, but Skyguard's way bigger than Supply Line Cranes, so I guess that is the guy we want to kill. 1, 2, 3. I'll have 4 left. Maybe it is time for Reverend Hunter. No, I think it's time for Nylea's Disciple, right? Yeah, I think that's just what we're going to do. So that's nice. We'll gain a bunch of life. Pass the turn. My opponent plays the Aphera's whatever on a creature, I'll still go ahead and probably block it. either one of these and sacrifice, because I'll have a couple of chumpers in reach for any other flyer. And more importantly, I'm going to have the Revenant Hunter next turn to really start making nasty pressure on my opponent, because it's going to be lethal. It's going to be so big. The thing is, my opponent has cards as well, so bounce is a thing. And actually, yeah, if I do block, then it gets a lot smaller. Curious. Let's see what my opponent decides to do. I might just let another hit and card go through, since I am at enough life. The card is a thing, but it might be better for me to maintain this tower guy. Tower Archer. Asphyxiate was such a nice draw. I think in hindsight now, as I'm kind of playing through these turns a little bit more efficiently in my mind, I think I should have played the Revenant Hunter. I think I got a little greedy with the Disciple. I didn't need a life, and it was really just to get 2 more counters on this guy, but I think if I had had another big beef on, I would have preferred that, and I could start bestowing and doing other things as well. Oh gosh, I didn't really even think about the combo. Yeah, that's fun. I like that my opponent's just trying to go D here. That's cool. My opponent's just going to smack in for 4 and draw a card each turn. And if my opponent's able to play a creature, well then. Ain't that the doozy. So yeah, I need to put pressure on my opponent. That has to be happening. And Scholar gets to start kind of eating away. Alright, so Nyxborn Wolf will draw us a card. It might be time to put it on our tower dude and attack in. No, we already know that we want Revenant Hunter as some big game. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think we do the Revenant Hunter and the Nyxborn Wolf. So where do I want the Nyxborn Wolf to be put on to? I think Pharika's Bender, because I can attack with it. If it becomes a 5/4, and it trades with something? No. Supply line crazy. But actually, if I do that, I get the Panoply. Yeah, so let's do that. Because I just want to put a little bit of pressure on my opponent. Who and I can. Oh, 7/4. I know I was thinking 5/4. Alright, so we'll attack him with the Mender. Opponent has to block. And we might even get a blowout with the Panoply here. Not a blowout, but I might get a good creature off the board. But my opponent either has to offer a chump, which is good for us, or sacrifice one of the cards that really matters. Ooh, Crypsis. Okay. So that's a bummer. Because my opponent's going to block with that. I'm still going to go ahead and do the Panoply in order to save my Mender. I don't have a second. And it's a bummer because I don't get my Revenant Hunter down. But we're eating cards little by little. I wish I had a forest up to have another nature available, but I don't. So another enlightenment comes down, another unblockable dude comes down. We do have lethal with this guy, so it's nice that we get to keep attacking, and we'll have another lethal creature after that. Going on that guy, making him bigger, as he should. Same is also going to be unblockable. I think my opponent just wants to be attacking with the Emissary each turn. So just trying to make it as big as possible, draw a card every turn. That's what I'd be doing. Attacks in. Ouch. And the race is kind of on. I have to just hope my opponent doesn't get great draws off of these 2 cards a turn. Another creature? Oh gosh, and there's supply line cranes? How do you have 2 supply line cranes? How am I even hoping to win this game? Alright, Necrobite. That will be helpful. We'll attack in with our 8/5. Keep trying to eat things. The thing is, now I really am in a fairly dire position. But again, I might be able to get there. Opponent's going that route. Do I want to do the Panoply or the Necrobite? I guess the Panoply? No. Oops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I need to do math here. Do I want to strive it? It'd be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I do not. Yes, slow plays, which I can't really afford with this clock. I need to be hurrying. Okay, we get to kill one of the big dudes. That's nice. Also, like having Necrobite up, it means I can block. I mean, I assume there's not going to be a lot of blocking going down, but with this Hexproof dude, it helps quite a bit. I need to get ahead on time here. So we're playing Reverend Hunter after this, and then keeping Necrobite up. And keeping Renowned Weaver up. And then we do have 2 lethal dudes a turn, but my opponent has us on a 4-turn clock and drawing a lot of cards. My opponent has something. What does my opponent have? If around any number of target creatures get +1/+1 and gain flying until end of turn. So now it's a 6/8. I guess we'll do Necrobite. Because I really want this guy to be alive. We're just trading out cards left and right. And I really just want to have both of these guys as lethal creatures available to me. Whoa! This guy's deck's awesome. I don't know if it's awesome. It's good. The early game's kind of weak and can die to an aggressive deck, but this is some super power level here, right? I assume I'm just dead? Put it on that guy. I'm not really blocking anyway, right? And now it's a 2-turn clock. Whenever a quick creature blocks or becomes blocked, you may exile one of those creatures. Oh. Blocks or becomes blocked. Well, that's kind of a bummer for me. I don't have evasion, right? So I can't attack. Because my opponent just blocks and then exiles it. So I have to actually wait for my opponent to do some sort of shenanigans. Alright. F6. We're going to time, friends. We are going to time. Do I have anything that flies in my deck? No. I need my Keepsake Gorgon. And even then, it might be a little too slow. And even then, Godsend just jumps around a bunch, right? Yep. And now my opponent can equip it, attack for a huge amount. Attack, wow. Alright, this match is going down. I don't see any way of getting back from it at this point. I take 9 here. I'm surprised my opponent put it on the emissary. But I guess, excuse me, drawing a bunch of cards is not a bad thing. My opponent still has the Affairs Enlightenment. I should just scoop to the Godsend, but whatever. I'm still learning the beta, so this gives me experience. I, again, just apologize for everyone watching as I fumble through it. There's nothing I can do. Can't be blocked. I already used my Asphyxiate. Not that I would kill that, but I would have to get more dudes out of the way. There's the Enlightenment. Should have done that beforehand. Could have killed me, right? Maybe not killed, but get me down to 1. That'd be pretty close. And the Godsend is going to just... Oh, and a Wingsuit Rider. This dude's deck is pretty awesome. Or this person, El Magia Tomata. Tomat. Aspect of Hydra. My opponent did not go around that. Probably because it doesn't have to, but... If any one of my creatures gets through, I win, right? So let's do a... What you call it? Desperate attack, because I lose next turn. I might actually win this, depending on what my opponent has. Because of Aspect. Yeah, I think we got this, thanks to Aspect of Hydra. I forgot I had it in my deck. What a way to win. Gosh. Does my opponent react? No. Okay, sorry guys. I still don't think we can necessarily win this last game, especially in this amount of time, but that was pleasurable. Yeah, I still don't think there's anything I want to sideboard differently, so I'm going to keep it the same way. And try to get through this game under an hour. God. Okay, here we go with our very mediocre keepable hand, but we're going to keep it. This Asphyxiate's going to hang out for a while, but we'll probably want it anyway for a late something, but because it's untapped, it's kind of a bummer. Ooh, but hey, we drew our font, which we're smack playing, which will definitely help. Ooh, and we're even getting there more. Cool. So right now we just want to keep developing the board. Either one of us have to win this very quickly, so I probably won't commentate much because I'm already thinking way too hard on this beta client. Opponent, of course, has great mana. I don't know what this card does. Oh, dang, that's a great card. Okay. We're going to bash in. So my opponent does not block. My opponent does not. And then we'll follow up with a wolf. And keep this race going. thinking long term. We want one more land in order to get the Disciple down, so it'll kind of help us with the race. We want to keep putting pressure up. Having the Panoply open is nice. This Asphyxiate might get pretty weak pretty soon if we're just doing a race mode. And I don't have right now 2 mana to spare for my font to go grab it. But when I do have 2 mana, that's exactly what's going to happen to grab my last swamp. Shoot, I'm going to be paying attention to the time. Opponent's bashing through. I'm actually okay with trades, I think. Because my opponent has such great ways to pump up. And again, it's a race. Yeah, things like Scholar. I'm not going to attack because it does nothing for me. Because my opponent will just block. But actually, maybe my opponent doesn't. But then I have to use the Panoply, and I'd rather just get my Disciple out. Just a better use of my mana. And then next time I can attack in, I can actually do Panoply on both my creatures, and then it's not really a waste. Can't block. Well, I could, but I don't want to. Alright, Frigga's Mender is nice. We're going to attack in with both right now. I'll probably just do the Panoply on both, because I assume my opponent's going to block the Scholar here. Shoot, gotta pay attention to this. My opponent is blocking. And I do want to do both, because I do want to get my guys big. Opponent has a combat trick. Okay. Not a full 2-for-1, but definitely not great for me. But it's nice to have a 4/4 on the table. If I don't lose in a hurry, I'm in okay shape because I'm going to win on time. Pharika's Mender will be nice. I think we do just do the Pharika's Mender here. Get back our tower dude? Because it's such a good blocker? I don't know. Griptide? Oh, that's a bummer. But yeah, I definitely want the tower dude back for life now, because now I'm kind of looking to go fairly late. I'll be able to play both these cards next turn. As in the Tower and the Nyxborn Wolf. I'm only taking 1 a turn, really. And I still have a 4/3 power dude. I hate that I have to click OK after I've F6'd. That's annoying. Alright, we're going to bash in. And then play both of our little ones here. Another combat trick? Crypsis. Okay, so you're just... Oh, I see, because that becomes something and then you can block. But it doesn't kill me, right? Shoot. Gosh. I'm going to lose on time because of this stupid thing. So there's that. I assume there's a block. That's fine. I have a... Oh, double block. I see. Assign blockers in order. I want you... You kidding me? How come it's not letting me do this? I don't have time for this. Oh, that's so annoying. How is... What is happening? What? Well, I guess I'm getting minorly tilted here. Now that I'm low on time compared to my opponent. Supply line cranes. Ouch. Probably kill me in time before I'm able to get back into this. But I will be able to asphyxiate the supply line crane, so maybe not. But this now has an actual clock. I do think I'm more likely to win on a time thing, even though my opponent has a nice clock. I don't really like playing to that, and it's kind of risky at 2 minutes. But I do think it'll work. Oh, no, my opponent's able actually to put some pressure on now. Ouch. And draw cards. I'll have to chump next turn. Probably should have done the font, but maybe the life is relevant? I don't really know. I'm just going to chump here next turn. My opponent gets to scry again and draw a card. And we have Necrobite. Oh, I should have said my Necrobite. Oh, that's stupid. See, now I'm just getting tilted on stuff and not really paying attention. Yeah. I actually might have been able to get out of this. Yeah, if I had just taken that one hit that turn, I would have been okay. And I could have done Necrobite with the tower dude. That's dumb. Also, Moto's lagging a wee bit at the moment, so that's not really helpful. I'm not entirely dead this turn. I have one more turn. But my opponent can still kill me in that turn. Pretty easily. Especially with a land here. I'm so bummed. I wouldn't mind losing this match. I think my opponent's deck's better, and I didn't play well. But I'm really annoyed about this this one last stupid mess up with the tower dude. Totally could have gotten there. Oh well. That was still fun. Yeah, draining the Knicks. How's everyone else? People are still playing? Nope, we're the last ones, of course. Well, thanks for watching this long for such a long match. Let's get on to the next round.